Hey guys, John here. So we have the outgoing 2023 Lexus GX460 versus the all-new one, GX550. Let's compare the two. Which one do you pick? Let me know in the comments. So we have a Luxury Plus 550 and a Luxury 460, both the top of the lines for their generation. So we're gonna start outside and go up on inside to see the differences of these two vehicles. But starting up front, what do you guys think of the refresh, redesign of the GX550 over here? So as opposed to the 460, the Lexus grille has shrunk a little bit. We have a bit nicer of a grille over here on the 550, a bit blacked out too, nice lower valence down there. Lexus signature swoop check marks in their headlights, whereas at the 460 over here, a big, massive, in-your-face Lexus grille. Same sort of Lexus swoosh mark right here on the headlights, and we also have the fog lights underneath. So I mean, the identity of the GX a little bit is still kind of there with the new one as the outgoing one. All right, taking a look at the side of them, which one do you guys like more, the 460 or the 550? So the 550 did grow in width, height, and length as opposed to the outgoing 460. The 460, when it evolved from the 470, kind of looked a little bit the same with this taller roof. The 550 over here, it does still retain a nice big tall roof. We have this kind of hip now right here that both this and the Land Cruiser share. This is going for a more modern but kind of rugged, old school just look to it, whereas the 460 over here kind of shares some cues with 4Runner in having a smaller window in the back. Big D pillar on this one, big D pillar over here on this. Nice round arches we can see here on the tires, whereas the 550 over here kind of went for a more angled approach to it. These are big, massive 22-inch wheels on this Luxury Plus, whereas the 460 over here, we have 20s. You can see the running boards down here on this one here on the Luxury Plus. You're going to have automatic running boards, so they'll come down when you open the door, and they'll go back up when you close the door. The mirrors are another thing that really separate these two. So we have just normal mirrors like you would on a normal vehicle right here, but the 550 kind of goes old school with kind of FJ Cruiser style or old Land Cruiser style inspired mirrors right here. And I really like these mirrors on the 550, and they actually are really good for while you are driving too. They help you see quite a bit. As we look at the rake of the window too, this window is raked pretty far back, whereas on the 550 over here, we are a bit more upright, really allowing the driver to see out and have a very good field of view while they're driving this 550. You'll notice too with the field of view, the hood. So the hood goes down so you can really see over this GX550, and these little notches over here on the end of the hood kind of help the driver be aware of where the end of his vehicle is while driving, whereas the 460 over here doesn't really have that, it just kind of dives down a little bit. You do have somewhat of a hump in the hood, but on the 550, they moved it over a little bit closer to the wheel wells. As we look up top on the 550, we have a full panoramic moonroof, but unfortunately, this one does not open, and here's a look from the inside. Whereas over here on the Luxury of the 460, we just have a standard moonroof, and here's the look from the inside. Now, definitely where these two GXs are gonna separate themselves is the rear end. So the new rear end of the 550 over here has Lexus's blade brake light approach to it with this nice LED bar that goes all the way across, Lexus spelt out. And we have a hatch glass that opens up right here. So if you press this button, the hatch glass will open up. So it is kind of like a split tailgate going on. However, this does not fold down like a tailgate, nor does it open up like a barn door anymore. Instead, on the new Lexuses, we have a power tailgate. There's also a kick function as well on some select models, and it will open up the tailgate like this, allowing you to have some, shade if you're tailgating or whatever, or if it's raining. But it's kind of a not a mixed bag, but some people don't like that they got rid of it. Some people enjoy it. Whereas on the 460 over here, you have the old school style of a whole back hatch. So it opens up like a barn door. People that overlanded these or built these up with things. They kind of liked that this back door swung open like this. They could do like a kitchen setup back here, but that is a specific market, right? For most people that use these vehicles as like mall crawlers, grocery getters, whatever, it's kind of annoying to have this like open up all the way wide into the parking area or the parking lot, or God forbid, if you had to back the vehicle in, you can't open this up. You would only have to do the hatch right there. But this is kind of our space with the back seat of the 460. We can lower the left seat down, so it is automatic, but you cannot hold it. So it's an automatic seat that will go down. So we'll just kind of leave the same setups between both of them. And then with the 550, we can see with that little bit of extra length that this vehicle does have a tiny bit more space here, and we have a nice completely folding flat rear end as well. So we'll go ahead and get on into the driver's seat. So pulling the door handle feels nice and heavy. Again, the steps go down. Soft touch all through here. Mark Levinson sound system. Keep in mind these are pre-production, so some material may not be perfect. We have nice massaging seats in this one. Nicely bolstered too. Look at these things, man. Super plush. AC and ventilated. All the adjustments right here on the seat. Go ahead and sit inside this one. So this new GX, it's kind of more, you sit up a little bit higher, I feel. More truck-like, but doesn't ride like a truck, if that makes sense. Here's our new steering wheel. We'll go ahead and fire this one up. It's an automatic tilting steering wheel like this, ins and out, telescoping with it. Big Lexus badge here. One thing you will notice though, the nice wood is gone from the steering wheel. So no wood grain on the steering wheel anymore. It is leather wrapped though, which is nice. This is a major update. On the inside, we have a nice fully digital gauge cluster. So it's very cool because this is fully adjustable too. So you can change stuff in the middle, you could change stuff on the right, change stuff on the left, and not only with that, but you can have 3 separate dashboards basically, or gauge clusters. So you can have 3 different customized ones. We have a full 14-inch screen. Here's a new look at our center console, full-time 4-wheel drive. You do have the 4 low, the center lock, our mode select button right here, all through this little mode selector, and it'll change the graphic right there on the screen if you're sport, sport plus, normal, and comfort, eco. Dual climate control, very cool how they kind of integrated it into the screen right here. You do have a shelf over there for the passenger, and again, just very good visibility out of this GX. A cool thing too I want to show you guys is the roof right here. If you press that button, it'll defrost itself, or it will frost itself, which is pretty cool with just a press of the button. We have the 12-volt chargers right here, USB-Cs throughout, the cup holders, wireless charger right here on this one, and we do have a cool box to keep your beverages nice and cold. Coming over to the outgoing 460, we'll go ahead, pull the door. Feels like the 4Runner, not cheap, but just a little bit more sound on the door. We still do also though have the soft touch throughout, kind of like a more sportier look with this one, with the brushed aluminum. We have that nice wood right here in the door. Very soft seats too, just like the new GX, but they do look like 4Runner seats, right? Which I am used to and I do like. Now we'll go ahead and sit in this one. I do actually feel a little high in this, but if I put the seat down, I do feel like I'm not sitting on the ground as bad as like a 3rd gen Tacoma, but I don't feel like more upright and in command of the road as I do in that 550 over there. So we will go ahead, turn this one on too. So also with this one, we have it takes up a lot of center console space because you'll see our center locking diff is here, the ECT2 is there, our CD player is right under here, like all that stuff is gone in the new model to where the center console is just very clean right here. I mean, even like the heated seats, it's just not an afterthought, but it's just like right here with a dial with it, and then you have the seat button there. So just stuff that, you know, is a little bit old school and just kind of shows the age of like a 15-year-old vehicle. But this one though is nice because it has all of our multi-terrain select controls with it as well. That one over there doesn't have all those features. That is now saved for the Overtrail right there, which is the more off-road focused version of the GX. A lot of this stuff is integrated into the screen there and just looks a little bit more busy on the 460. Our center console opens up this way, no cool box in this one. We do have our cup holders right here instead of right here like the 550. Good passenger space, but we are a little bit closer to our passenger, and no shelf over here for the front passenger. Now coming into the middle row, we will do the GX460 first. Again, nice soft touch kind of here, a little bit of rubbery plastic here, but we do not have the peasant blockers in this one. This is a captain's seat setup, kind of going behind myself in this one. We'll leave the seat right here at the B pillar, but going on in, I'm 5'11", guys. Very kind of close to the roof right here, and my feet or my knees are definitely touching the seat right here. The seat is nice because it does have some cutouts in it to have for your knees, but we are very close here. I can pull the seat back, actually, it is nice. I don't think that other one will do that. We will see. But now my seats, my knees are decently far away, but I do feel like I am sitting up pretty high. We do have recline on this, which is cool, and also heated seats in the back, our own 3-zone climate control back here, which is nice for the rear occupants. Now, the one thing that the 460 has that the 550 also has, except for in the overtrail, is a rear seat. So this seat will slide forward. Just go ahead, step up here. We'll step on into the back. We're back here now. Pull the seat like this. And honestly, like, for this being a very mid-sized vehicle, I have a good amount of space for my knees. Headroom, not a whole lot. We do have some rear vents back here, which is cool. Handbar right here. We can recline our seat. Not a whole lot, but electronically, which is nice. And then we just have a cup holder right there for the rear occupants. But this is the look of the rear seats, our rear cargo space with this completely flat. Yeah, so getting out of the 460, unless I'm doing that wrong, I'm pretty sure that the seat only slides forward. I don't think it tumbles forward. Not like the most familiar with the 460, but it's kind of hard for an adult to get out. But here we have the 550 now. So you could see that this seat is pretty far behind the B pillar. However, we will go ahead and enter this vehicle. Hold on. Now with this seat significantly further back than the 460, I actually have quite a bit of room. Now these seats, they do not slide. So all we have is a recline, fairly comfortable. I feel like I have probably the same amount of headspace because of the panoramic roof here. I do have the HVAC right there, and we do have heated seats back here too with our USB-Cs and 3-zone climate control. I would like to see at the price of this vehicle, $84,000. I wish that it did have ventilated seats in the back too. Our cup holders right here for the rear occupants, so you can go through here if you would want. But what we're gonna do as I get out of this, we're just gonna go ahead and pull this lever right here. And as you can see, I do everything raw for you guys. So if you have that seat further back, you would probably need to bring it forward. And this is just because these are prototypes and it's probably set to allow for the best egress possible. But with the seat down, it'll tumble up. So for me, this gives you a whole bunch more space to get on into the inside. Getting into the rear will probably be a little bit easier. So step there, step here. This is a mid-sized vehicle, so keep that in mind, guys. And now we are in the back. Go ahead and grab the seat. All right. So I kind of wish that there was something here on the seat, like a little strap to grab it instead of just like right down here. But I would assume if you're in the back seat, someone will be doing this seat anyways. But for the back of this GX, I have a little bit of headspace. My head does kind of touch back here. I'm 5'11" in case you guys scrub through that in the video. I still do have HVAC back here, have a nice handle right here. These seats are also electronically reclinable, which is nice. Little cup holder, and something that the 460 doesn't have is a USB-C back here for the rear occupants. But getting out is a lot easier because all I have to do is tumble that forward, the seat will go forward, and then I can easily get out, as opposed to the 460. However, for this just being a mid-size vehicle with this little wheel arch right here, it does make it a little bit difficult for adults to get into the back. You're not gonna put grandma back there. Definitely kids in the back, and allow grandparents or middle-aged adults to sit in the middle seats. So the looks and tech is cool, but the biggest controversial thing for some people is going to come under the hood. The 550 has a brand new 3.4 liter twin turbocharged V6 engine mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. That may sound familiar. LX600, Land Cruiser 300 series, Toyota Sequoia, and Toyota Tundra have this same sort of platform, the Sequoia being standard hybrid. However, the horsepower and torque out of this is better than the outgoing V8. 349 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque. Premium fuel recommended, not required per Lexus, whereas the outgoing model over here, tried and true, I understand that, 4.6 liter V8 mated to a 6-speed transmission, a little bit old in its driving characteristic. With the upgraded powertrain of the 550, you also get an upgraded electronic power steering, more electronics up in this one, allowing for a smoother driving experience. Whereas the 460 over here, we do have a hydraulic steering. Every time you move the steering wheel, you'll see the RPMs jump up. Just a lot more mechanical stuff working on with this truck. Whereas the GX550 over here, a lot more electronic. So which one are you gonna pick, guys? Let me know down in the comment section. Team new school, team reliable old school. This one has big shoes to fill, 15 years worth of shoes to fill. Let me know down there, and I'll catch you all in the next one. All right, see you later.